The Knicks will tip off their second-round series with the Heat on Sunday afternoon, 1 p.m. start at the world's most famous arena. And look, it's a highly anticipated matchup with two teams that have a bit of playoff history. So let's get into it with a series preview. And joining me to break it all down is New York Post sports reporter Zach Braziller. He is in playoff form, just came off the series with the Cavaliers. Zach, how are these playoffs going for you?
Hey, man, I think the playoffs have been great. I mean, not just the Knicks series. Obviously, we got an absolutely great Game 7 coming up, Warriors-Kings.
Yep.
The Hawks-Celtics was a lot better than I would have expected. I think the playoffs have been really, really fun. The Lakers, moving on to the second round. It's been a really fun postseason. And when you have the Knicks in the mix like they are, to me, it's created a buzz around here that we haven't had in a long time.
Yeah, we haven't had it around here in a long time, with the Knicks having some playoff buzz. Great games at MSG. We'll see if that continues. All right, Zach, so we got to start by getting into this. The last time we spoke, you told me you did not think the Knicks were going to close out the Cavaliers in 5 games, but they did. So what did you learn about the Knickerbockers by the way that they wrapped up their first-round matchup, and does their effort translate to this series with Miami?
Yeah, they played incredibly hard throughout that Cavs series. They were tougher and more physical than Cleveland. I was really surprised. I thought Cleveland would come out breathing fire in that Game 5 and get it back to the Garden. Clearly didn't happen. The Knicks played like the team that was down 3-1 in that series, and that really speaks volumes, about this team and about Coach Tom Thibodeau. And look, they didn't have Randall for the second half. They still won. Brunson didn't have a great second half of Game 5. They still won. It's kind of what we've seen all year, where they have such good depth that even if one of their stars is off, even if they're missing someone, they kind of find a way. And that's really what they've done all season, where they, were obviously a big surprise to win 47 games. And I think it's at the point now where you'd be dumb to just count them out. This team clearly has the confidence it could play with anyone, it could beat anyone. And look, they're one of the last 8 teams standing. They deserve to be here, and they deserve not to be doubted anymore.
No doubt about the Knicks right now. And one concern that you always have in any playoff series is health right now. And Julius Randle, he re-injured his ankle in Game 5. Quentin Grimes missed the last couple of games in the Cleveland series with a shoulder injury. How likely is it that the Knicks will have their entire regular starting 5 back on the floor for Game 1?
It seems like it's a pretty good shot. Grimes is going to play barring a setback. He's practiced fully here the last 2 days. So that's obviously a good sign. Whether they, bring him off the bench or kind of put Hart back on the bench, that's a really good sign. The Knicks need as many of their perimeter defenders as possible to deal with Jimmy Butler. It's not going to be one guy. It's going to be Hart. It's going to be Grimes. It's going to be Quickly. It's going to be R.J. Barrett. Now, Randall obviously is a different story. He has done a little these last 2 days, done some shooting, done some stuff in the pool. He's been listed as questionable, which is obviously a really good sign. We'll see what he is and kind of what, even if he plays, is he close to 100%? But Randall's going to play in the series. The question is he going to play Game 1 or Game 2? Now, if you're the Knicks, after the first 2 games, there's a break here. There's 3 full off days. So if Randall really isn't himself, do you think about holding him out for those first 2 games and just letting him get it right, knowing he's going to be out there on Game 1? But I think there is a very decent chance the full Knicks team is there by Sunday afternoon.
All right, we'll see if that lineup is ready to go Sunday afternoon. You spoke about Jimmy Butler. We saw him light up the Bucks in the first round. What does New York need to do to slow down playoff Jimmy? I mean,
you're not going to stop him. You're probably not even going to slow him down that much. It's just you don't want him to go wild. Now the Knicks to me have a lot of guys they can throw at him. I mentioned just now Hart, Grimes, Quickly. To me, the Heat not having Tyler Hero is a huge, huge loss. I know they got through it against the Bucks, but that was with the team shooting a ridiculous 45% from 3. And this is a team, the Heat, who were one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the league during the regular season. Now, is there just like a magic potion? All of a sudden, they're going to be shooting, be an absolutely phenomenal 3-point shooting team? I don't think so. I don't think that's going to continue. Look, Butler's going to get his points. The key is just not to let him go nuts, not let him just absolutely dominate the game at both ends of the floor, which he really did at the end of that Bucks series. Obviously, the Knicks coach, Tom Thibodeau, knows everything there is to know about Butler. That'll help. And look, the Knicks did a really good job on Donovan Mitchell, and coming into the playoffs, there was an argument Donovan Mitchell was at least as good of a player as Jimmy Butler, at least on the offensive end. Now, Butler has been a more successful postseason player, so that bears monitoring. But I think the Knicks basically plan is we're going to try to wear him down. We're going to throw as many bodies at him as we can and hope that kind of takes an effect as the series goes on.
All right, we'll see how the Knicks defend Jimmy Butler. That will be key, obviously, in this series. Speaking of keys, time for keys to the series. Zach, what do the Knicks have to do? What are the keys in your eyes to win this series against the Heat and advance to the conference finals for the first time since 1999? And also, I'm going to put you in the hot seat. What is your prediction for this series?
I think keys is the Knicks just got to play good. Just kind of continue to play well. To me, they have a better roster. They're deeper. They're better inside. The Heat are really undersized, going with Bam Adebayo as their center. I think that's an advantage the Knicks have in the paint. As good as Bam is, if you get another really good series out of Brunson, if Hart continues to do what he does, if Quickly can kind of build off his breakout Game 5, if you get a decent Randall, I think the Knicks are the betting favorite. I think the Knicks are the better team. I watched some of that. To me, both teams now played in the first round, had big upsets, but neither the Cavs or the Bucks played well. Those teams played. Now, part of that, you got to give credit to the Knicks and the Heat, but neither of those teams played well and kind of shrunk under the pressure. Neither the Knicks or the Heat are going to fold here. These are tough teams mentally. They have two really, really good coaches. It's going to be a long series. I don't think there's any question about that. But I'm picking the Knicks in 6. I just think they have the depth edge. They have the better overall roster. They're not going to get out tough. They're not going to get punked. I think Mitchell Robinson, again, is going to be huge in this series on the glass, changing shots. The Heat were not a very good team scoring in the paint. They're bottom 5 of the league in terms of paint scoring. Now, look, the Heat are going to shoot 45% from 3. They're probably going to win this series. I don't think there's any question about it. But I would be surprised if that happens again. I'm picking Knicks in 6.
All right, Knicks in 6. You guys got it. That is the pick from Zach Braziller. And he also gave you the keys to how the Knicks can win this series against the Miami Heat. Zach, it should be a good one. We haven't seen the city rocking like this about the Knicks in quite some time. Enjoy the coverage on the series, and I'm sure we'll talk to you soon after Game 1.
Gonna be fun, man. Can't wait.
Can't wait.